so excited to have you here. My name is Andrea Vall, and I am going to be presenting the Facebook On-Ramp today, the Beginner's Guide to Marketing with Facebook, and we really are going to focus on some of those beginning strategies because I know it's very overwhelming when you're getting on Facebook. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing, and we're going to talk about some of the beginning strategies, but hopefully at whatever level you're at, you've got some really good tips on how to grow your page and market your business on Facebook. So let's get started. There we go. Again, my name is Andrea Vall. Just in case you aren't familiar with who I'm at, I'm a social media, or who I am. I'm a social media coach, strategist, and speaker. I'm the co-author of Facebook Marketing All-in-One for Dummies with the fabulous Amy Porterfield and Phyllis Kerr, and we just have the second edition that just came out in mid-December, I think it was. So it's fresh and hot. So go and get yourself a copy. I'm also the community manager for Social Media Examiner, and that's the scout icon in the upper right corner. And if you're not connected with them yet, I highly recommend you go over, get connected to their site at socialmediaexaminer.com and on their Facebook page. We have tons of amazing stuff every day of all about social media and growing your business. And for those of you who don't know, I'm also the alter ego, or I have an alter ego. I have a split personality, and it's Grandma Mary, and she's a social media edutainer. Hi everyone, Grandma Mary here. Just wanted to say I love you guys. I'm super excited to say hello, and just wanted to pop in. I've seen a few people who say they don't have sound. I'll try and speak up. I don't know if that's it. I'm hoping that some people can see me, hear me, but just wanted to say hello. And my motto is, if Grandma Mary can do it, you can do it too, people. So get in there, get on Facebook, and have some fun. All right, Grandma. She's a hoot, and definitely recommend you connect with Grandma Mary at facebook.com/Grandma Mary Show, and she loves connecting with you guys, and she loves making social media more fun. So let's have some fun. So let's get started and talk about what we're going to talk about here. The agenda. I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you. The agenda here we're going to go through is we're going to focus on how to market always with social media or with Facebook. How to use your profile, your page, your groups, and how to set your page up the right way to get results. Because I really believe that Facebook works well when you are using a lot of different ways to connect to people. And we'll talk about how to do that and how to set up your Facebook page. Then we're going to talk about growing your Facebook page with targeted fans and creating the best content and setting up a content calendar, an editorial calendar, so that we make it much easier to streamline your activity. So first, why should we be on Facebook? Obviously, the numbers are staggering. 1 billion monthly active users at this point, 484 million daily active users. If Facebook were a country, it would be bigger than the continent of North America. So it's bigger than a continent. So it's incredible. And mobile users are also logging onto Facebook all the time. So if you want to reach mobile users, make sure you're on Facebook. You don't need a fancy SMS campaign. People are checking Facebook with their mobile devices, and your customers are there for all businesses. Work. We are trained lab rats, that's why. You know how Facebook is with those notifications. You log into Facebook and you get those little notifications at the top, and you want to know what's going on, who's talking to you, what are people saying about you. I mean, it's all about us, right? And if your business is the one talking to the people, then you're winning. And you get those notifications on your mobile device as well. You can see when people are connecting, and people are always checking out their mobile devices to see what's going on Facebook. So how do we use Facebook? We have to have a conversation with people. Facebook is not a broadcast device. It is a place where we are having conversations and talking to people. Let's talk about how we use Facebook to connect with people. We're looking at the bottom of our pyramid. I like to kind of look at this at Facebook engagement as a pyramid. We've got our base of likers and followers, or people who are connected with us, and that's the largest footprint there. You have a smaller subset of those people who are actually engaged with you, who are connected and talking with you actively and watching your posts all the time. And this is where people are getting to know, like, and trust you. And then you move them up the pyramid to the point that they're going to buy from you. So Facebook marketing takes time. It's not some instant cash machine that you set up your page and the people come and they love you and buy from you and you have 1,000 likes overnight. So there is some time investment in this. It is sowing the seeds for the future sales. So always make sure that we're not skipping that engagement step, so that we're getting people to, where we're engaging with people and getting them to know, like, and trust us. So let's look at marketing by using all areas of Facebook. There's different ways you can market with Facebook, and the page is the one way. But I also want to highlight the fact that you can connect with people on your personal profile and talk about your business. You could maybe open the subscribe or follow button to have more people connect with you. And we'll talk about why you want to do that. You can market within your Facebook groups. There's lots of groups that you can join. There's lots of places you can connect, either with local groups or networking groups that you're a part of, to connect with people while you aren't seeing them. Let's talk about how you market with your personal profile. The issue with creating a Facebook page is that a lot of times you're out networking, you're connecting with people as you. You are the face of your business. And people are going to come seek your name out. They may not come out and seek the business name out. And they might want to just connect with you. So it's a good idea to give them that opportunity. And if you're familiar with the challenges of Facebook's newsfeed, you know that pages are not being seen as much in the newsfeed. So using your personal profile to supplement your business activity will help you be seen a little bit more and help your message get out a little bit more. And you don't have to friend everyone. It's not like you have to friend every person who comes along and have to connect with them. If you open the subscribe or follow button, when they have a friend request to you, they will automatically be subscribed to your post that you mark as public. So this is a really good idea to do so that people can publicly connect with you and then follow your public post. Now, you can learn more about opening the subscribe button with the facebook.com/about/follow. And it's called follow now. It's been called subscribe from time to time. And it's just like, I don't know, they like to change the language for whatever reason. But that's where you can learn more about how it works and how you open it. You don't have to be too concerned about your privacy. I know that is a concern for a lot of people. They worry about, well, I don't want to be seen. I don't want anyone to see that what my nephew is posting about or whatever. But you can control all that. You can change the visibility of every single post. You could make custom lists so that only certain people see certain posts from you. Like I can post something that only goes out to people who I've put on a list called the Chamber. so it's only the people that I'm connected with through my chamber. I, can also make sure that people don't comment on my public updates, or I can change other privacy settings so that, my subscribers don't see anything that I don't want them to, or anyone else for that matter. So there's a lot of things you can do with the privacy settings to lock those down and make sure that your posts aren't going to where you don't want them. And also realize that, if you have some strange connections or maybe some family connections that you don't want them to see your business posts, then you can block those people out of seeing a certain post or whatever, or exclude your family members from seeing your business posts, so you don't feel like you're over posting about your business when your family doesn't care. Hopefully they care. I mean, come on, you want your family to like your business, right? They're connected to you. So let's talk about Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a great place to market and connect to people. There's lots of natural groups out there that people are starting for networking or niches or places to brainstorm. And if you don't find a group that you like and want to connect around your niche, create your own. And then you're seen as a leader in your niche, of someone who's creating a Facebook group to have this discussion around. The other great thing about Facebook groups is that they are also more visible in my opinion, than sometimes pages, because people are getting more notifications usually when people post in their group. Now, that can also fall by the wayside if the group isn't active and people aren't posting in it, but that's a good way to think about being active in those groups so that you're visible and you're being seen. There's lots of local groups out there. I know of many local groups that I found for networking, neighborhood groups, things like that. And then you could also have a private group for the clients and your customers that might be like kind of an inner circle type of place for people to connect to your business as maybe a bonus or a special ongoing membership that they get benefits from. So think about using Facebook groups for that as well. Facebook pages. Let's talk about the idea of Facebook pages being tied to your personal profile. This scares a lot of people. It is it makes people nervous that the fact that you have to log into your page or profile to get to your page. But I just want to assure people who are just starting out that Facebook pages and profiles are very, very separate. It's okay to have your page attached to your profile, and there's some benefits to doing that. So, I've just been talking a lot about how profiles are much better for being seen in the newsfeed. So why would we even want to start a page? There are some benefits to having pages. One is you can advertise a page. You can run a contest on a page. And some fans may not want to connect to you personally. They might think that, no, I don't want her to be able to see my personal info, and so they want more of a one-way connection with the fans so that they're only getting your post, into their news feed, and you as a page can't see anything about their posts and their family and their private information on their profile. So there are good reasons to create a Facebook page if you haven't done so already. But just know that your page is very separate from your profile, and no one can see who the admin is of that page. No one can get to your personal profile from your page. And the same with your personal profile. No one knows by looking at your personal profile that you're the admin at a certain page unless you make that information available to them by adding it in your About section. So let's talk about setting your page up right. So what things do we need to check off? What things do we need to have in place before we release your page to the world? Well, first of all, you want to make sure you have an engaging and interesting profile pic. It needs to be 180 pixels by 180 pixels. If you're kind of more the face of your business, if you're more of a solo entrepreneur, then you can have that profile picture be, of you. That's fine. And it's also actually kind of really engaging because people feel like they're talking to you that way. If you have a logo, that's okay too. But if people know you as the business owner or people, the people who are inside the business, it's a good idea if you have some sort of about page or maybe some sort of area where they can see more information about you, or you talk about who you are and how you started the business, so that when they talk to the page, they feel like they're talking to a person and not a logo. A well-designed cover photo is definitely key, because this cover photo, when you mouse over the page, you're going to end up like having that cover photo pop up and be seen every time someone kind of looks at a link of your page or something like that. So you want that cover photo to also be interesting. You cannot, and I see this violated all the time, you cannot have any web address, physical address, phone number, no contact info, no call to action like like us, click the tab below, or anything that is construed as a call to action. And also no price info, saying 40% off now or something like that, or come in and visit our sale or whatever it might be. Then the newest rule, which is kind of irritating, and as Grandma would say, it's burning my bunions, is the max 20% text. Very frustrating in my opinion, but that's the new rule. So you can only have 20% of the entire cover photo that is covered with text. So I am currently in violation of that, but I will get that fixed shortly. And there's a lot of people who design their cover photos who have that violation right now, and it's so Facebook, from what I've seen, is not cracking down on that yet or policing that at the moment. But you might as well start out your cover photo right and make sure you have that 20% text kind of limit on your cover photo overlay. And then the next thing you definitely want to make sure you have is a keyword-rich about page. And the about page is indexed in Google. So you want to put as much as you can in there about your business, who you serve, what you do, talk about your products, talk about, put in links to your product pages. This is your time to shine. So get in there and add lots of information in your about page and make that really interesting and engaging. The other thing you can put in the about page that I like to kind of highlight too is you may want to highlight a couple of page guidelines about using your page, what kind of activity is going to be tolerated. You can tell people that spam will be deleted and that if they keep posting spam, they'll be banned. Things like that. So you have a page policy. The about page is a good place to add a little text in there. No offensive language, no hate speech, things like that. So think about adding that in your about page. Let's look at Grandma's page. Yes, she's in violations with a big old Grandma Mary there, but we'll shrink it down. And the other thing we have here that I like to highlight in this about section is there's one section right here in your about area that appears on the main timeline, and you want to make sure you're making the most of that. Add in a link to your website right there so people can click over to your website right from your Facebook page without having to find your website at all. So have that in that one line about page. You have, I believe it's 155 characters total that you can put in there. You can actually put more, but it doesn't appear. You can see actually even my website got kind of cut off because it wraps around to the fourth line, which doesn't actually appear in that about page. But it's showing enough to be clickable, so I figured that was good enough for me. Then the other thing you can have in here is these apps, these Facebook apps that are underneath the cover photo, and it's where I've got the free social media success report, blog posts, fab fans. And those are known as Facebook apps that you install into your page. And you can customize those cover photos with, I like using text because then it really kind of pops out, and you can use text there. You can have calls to action in those cover photo tabs, but you can't have them in the main cover photo. Got to make sure I'm not mixing my cover photo, tab cover photos and main cover photo. So you can say you could say get my free report, or check out my blog post, or something like that. And I'm not going to have time to go into all of that, how you install those apps, how you get those apps in this phone call, but just know that there are ways that you can get those apps and customize your page with some really interesting apps that can actually bring people onto your newsletter list by giving them a freebie. So just keep that in mind for the future. There's so much to cover, and I get so excited. I know I've probably been off on a tangent and would be here all day. So here's some pitfalls about what not to do and what to do. Do not, I can't stress this enough, do not create a business-only page. It is possible, but you can't, it won't be linked to a personal profile. You can create it, but I don't recommend it at all because there's limitations to it. You won't be able to comment on other pages of your page. You won't be able to use the search bar. You are, there's just a lot of limitations that I think are really good in helping you increase your visibility that you're not going to be able to do with a business-only page. So don't create that. Make sure you create it when you have it tied, where it's tied to your personal profile. And like I said, there's nothing to worry about with that because they're very, very separate. Make sure you add your website in the About page. Here's an example of another one here too, the Successful Garden Design right there, and just a really, really nice tagline about what they do and how they help people. And definitely don't, Grandma's going to get out here and get on people about this one. Don't buy likes. she's going to go off. Do not, even though it may be tempting, like if you see an ad that says targeted likes, 5,000 targeted likes for $40, or, things like that, they never are targeted. Well, I can't say never. I've talked to like one person who had an okay result with it. But what ends up happening is they're not targeted likes, they're fake accounts, and they overinflate your page and don't do you any favors in the long run. You're much better off using Facebook ads, and even though it's going to be a little bit more expensive, typically somewhere between 50 cents to $1 per click or per like, really, you can get, depending on how many clicks and how well your ad converts, you can often get somewhere between 50 cents and $1 per actual fan. And these are targeted fans. These are fans that interact with you, that will connect with you. The likes that you purchase in bulk are mostly fake accounts. They're not going to interact with you, and people can spot a page that has fake likes purchased. So don't do it. And don't make me sick grandma on you. And definitely make sure you're posting at least once a day, because you do want to interact and connect with people and have that and pop into people's minds. And like I said, even if your page isn't appearing in the news feed all the time, if you're going much longer than that, it could be a week or more before someone sees your post. So you want to make sure you're trying to get that engagement and connect with people by posting once a day. And we'll give you some good strategies on where to get content and how to set up your calendar so it's not so overwhelming. I know some people think, oh my God, once a day, what am I going to say every day? But there's lots of great ways we can find content. Also make sure you have measurable goals, because it's likes. It's like, what are we trying to accomplish with our Facebook page? We are obviously, probably 99% of the people I talk to are trying to increase their sales. So know how that's going to fit. Know how much time you have to spend, and and understand how to track those sales that are coming in from Facebook. And again, there's so much good material. I could go into a whole different section on tracking, but we're not going to get into that real in depth today. Talk about how to get your first 100 likes, or even just increasing the number of likes you have. When you're first starting out with your Facebook page, you want to use your warm market, people who already know, like, and trust you, and can share and recommend you and connect you with other people. So use your warm market. I do like the idea of inviting your friends to like your page if you are active on Facebook. If you're just starting out your profile as well, you may not have that many friends to like, but hopefully you've got some friends. I know you have friends. You're good people out there. So invite your friends to connect with your page, even if they're not really your target market, like I said, because you never know who those people know, and they will be more likely to recommend you if your page is popping up in their news feed, and they're like, oh yeah, my friend Janet, she does that business, and she does that carpet business, and even though I have all wood floors and my neighbor needs a carpet cleaner. So, they're going to be recommending you because you're popping up in their mind. Email your customers. Hopefully you have an email list of your customers that you can send out a mass mailing that says, hey, I'm on Facebook, come connect with us. Give them a reason why you want to connect with, or why your customers should connect with your Facebook page. Hopefully you have some strategies about offering some deals on Facebook so that there's a good reason to connect with them, letting them know about special information, good tips, things like that, so that they want to connect with you. Just tell them what you're going to be sharing with them so they know it's not going to be one big sales pitch. And then also, if you've joined some of those targeted groups, those local groups or other Facebook groups, go ahead and post your new page to those groups, because hopefully, if you've been interacting in there, they will want to come and connect with your page too. And you can just say, hey, come connect with my page if it makes sense. Would love to have you over there so we can have some good conversations. So I know that we're going pretty quickly with all this material, and I know that there's a lot I'm not able to share on this one phone call, but I want to let you know about something that I'm going to share with you at the end that is really exciting, that's going to go into much more depth than this, and hopefully really give this material even more benefit to you. So I know I love to share tips here, but I can't always spend as long as I like going in depth as I want to get these strategies really together for you. So let's talk about increasing your visibility. So once you've gotten your warm market connected with you, how do you organically increase the visibility of your page? Well, one thing is to look for complementary pages that may have the same target market that you have. So this example works best when I'm talking about local pages, because it's easiest to kind of illustrate. But say you are a local looking to increase the visibility of your page. What you want to do is go out and find those other local pages that are in your area and like them as your page, and then watch their posts and comment on their posts. Because what happens when you do that is, say this local pizza parlor has 500 people who like it, and if your business comments on their pizza parlor, maybe you're an ice cream business, and your ice cream shop comments on the pizza parlor's post, then all those pizza-loving people who may also like ice cream might see your post and say, oh, that's a new ice cream shop in town. I'm going to go check them out. So you're gaining visibility with your targeted market because they already have the audience that is connected to them, who is also going to potentially be your audience for your niche. So local pages are a great idea for connecting with that way, but even if your business is web-based, you obviously can have some complementary businesses. Say you're a web designer, and you might comment on someone who does website search engine optimization work, and they don't do web design. So it could be that their clients need your services or your clients need their services. So you're kind of working together to increase the visibility of both of your pages. And this doesn't take long to do. Once you start connecting and liking these other pages and finding them, and it only takes about 5-10 minutes a week to go in, check your home feed, and do some commenting and do some posting. So here's how you like another page as your page, because I know people sometimes get confused about how this is done. So if you are logged in as your page, so when you're on your Facebook profile, you click the little wheel button in the upper right corner and switch to your page. Now you're logged in as your page. Then what you do is you navigate to the other page by either using the search bar or using their custom URL, and then click the like button there. Now what happens is you have your own personal news feed, and their posts will show up in your page news feed. This won't be tied at all to your personal profile news feed. So you are now using Facebook as a true business page and kind of connecting with other pages as your business page. For example, it's the Superior Chamber of Commerce connects with the neighboring town, Louisville, and so they can help promote each other's events, and connect with each other. So it's a great way to strategically partner with other pages and help promote each other. So here's an example of that page newsfeed. So the Chamber of Commerce, they like all their Chambers members' newsfeeds, and they're helping to promote and find out what's happening with their Chamber members, commenting on local business or local news sites so that they're getting visibility as well. And it's just a way to, again, use your page really as a business part of Facebook. And commenting on posts. So now what happens here is other pages are commenting on the Superior Chamber of Commerce's posts, and by popping up in their news feed, in their posts, then all the people who are connected to Superior Colorado Chambers posts will see that. So this Professional Carpet Systems posts on their post, and people are connected to the chamber might say, oh yeah, you know what, I need my carpets cleaned. I'm going to use them because I can see they're part of the chamber, they're connected to the chamber, and I want to use someone local. So it's a great way to get more visibility, especially when you're first starting out. And I like using this as an organic way, because there's lots of different ways to, spend money on Facebook. You can either spend money or you can spend time to get that visibility. So this is taking a little bit of time, but really not that much. You can also use the advertising to get visibility as well. Another way to get great visibility and benefit your fans and be shared a lot, actually, is to share great content yourself. Because you're going to be known as the expert, you're going to be the one that people are looking to for the tips, and you want to have a steady stream of great content. You can't create all that content yourself. Some crazy people out there do. They're blogging all the time. But I know most of you have other things that you have to do besides blogging and creating content. So you have to find sources of that great content and share it. And participate in the conversation. So here's, one of my favorite go-to sources, Social Blogging Tracker with Chinya, always sharing great content, and so I always like to watch for her posts so I can share it with my readers, and she does the same for me. So it's just a great relationship, and you can develop these great business relationships by sharing each other's content. I usually tag her with it so she can definitely see that I've shared it. And also I'm promoting her page as well. So how do you find all this great content? There's lots of different places to get great content, and I think the best way to do this is to outline some of your go-to sources. You start out by finding where you're going to just be, where you're just going to look to every day, or have it brought into your email box. A lot of these news sites have ways to subscribe to them, so it's brought into your news feed. If you don't like that way of getting, maybe your email box is like out of control, like mine is, maybe you're going to do it a different way. Maybe you're going to like their pages so you can see their posts in your home news feed, so you're getting the content that way. You can also use different aggregators and go to their sites that, to look for great content. Places like alltop.com, popurls.com, smartbrief.com, and SmartBrief actually has an email delivery system where you put in the niche topics that you're interested in, and it sends them to your email address. So that these other ones, Alltop and PopURLs, are places to go, and they've got the categories, they've got the content broken out by niche, so you can just go look, and they bring in all the content that's on the web, and they pick out some of the most interesting articles. So you can just go there, say, oh, what looks interesting, and then share that with your fans. And you're the one finding the best content. Think of yourself as the funnel for your niche, so that people know that all they have to do is pay attention to you, because you'll be filtering out all the stuff that they don't need to know. Social sites are a great place to find content. I love LinkedIn today. I think it's really interesting. If you just go to LinkedIn, and on one of the menu items up at the top, you can select LinkedIn today and go find what the news is. Twitter search, and I love using columns in Hootsuite to keep track of the best, favorite pieces of news that I'm looking for. So I might be searching on a hashtag, or I might be having a Twitter list of all my favorite tweeters and see what they're sharing at that very moment. So anytime you're looking for content, you can just go to these places and pick it all out and have it be very quick, so you're not feeling like you're having to search all over the place. Another thing I like doing is using Google Reader and Google Alerts. Google Alerts are great for niche topics. If you've got you can put a keyword into Google Alerts, and you can select how often the email is sent to you, if you want it sent daily or weekly with some of the latest, freshest content on the web that includes that keyword. Google Reader is great for those blogs that I know I love and I don't want to miss, and that hopefully, you know, a lot of times it's competing businesses with me, but I find that's okay. I'm kind of in the mind that co-opetition is all right, and it's okay to share each other's content. You know, but if you're more in a mindset where you don't want to be sharing competitors' content, you know, you can filter out and say, okay, which one of these blog sites don't compete with me directly, so I can share their content. So take a look at some of those ways to bring that content into you, so you're not having to go out and search for it all over the place. Then create an editorial calendar. You want to make it easy for you, so you don't have to think every day. You don't want to have to think, what am I going to post today? What am I going to post today? Oh, I got to go find something. All of a sudden, half an hour's gone. You're looking around. All of a sudden, you're watching cat videos. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. So have an editorial calendar to make it easy for you, so you don't have to wonder what you're going to post. You don't have to think about it. And you can also be on the lookout for next week's post and say, oh, that's going to be a good humorous post for our funny cartoon day or whatever it is. And here's an example editorial calendar I created for a client on just kind of as a guideline. And you don't have to follow that calendar, but you'll find that sometimes people are looking forward to that piece of content that you are going to share on that day, especially if it's like a funny thing. So people like the funny things. And then also you can create a larger content calendar, editorial calendar, if you're going to be using Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and Google Plus, and all that stuff. And don't be too alarmed by the amount of content that is being shared on a daily basis. This is more of an example for Social Media Examiner's page, who's sending out a lot of content. And you don't have to, by any means, share that much content. Sometimes your audience might get a little bit irritated if you're posting, 20 times a day. Well, no, we're not posting 20 times a day, but you get the idea there. And then the other thing you can do to streamline your activity is to schedule your posts out. So say you find a humor post, you find a good humorous post on a Monday, and you don't have to sit there and think, well, I need to save that till Thursday. You can schedule it right away, and then you know it's done and taken care of. And you can batch your work so you can go out and find all that good content and then say, boom, schedule it, boom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, done. And you're done with your whole week of activity in posting activity in 5 or 10 minutes. Now, you do have to come back in and watch those posts and participate in that conversation later. So don't just think it's a set it and forget it, and you can post your content out for 6 months and then go to Aruba. Oh, that sounds lovely right now, doesn't it? You need to check in and make sure that you're participating in conversation. Because when you do participate in those posts, they get more traction in the newsfeed because you're popping back up that you've commented on them as your page, and the people who originally liked it are seeing your comment. So when you're participating in the conversation, you're really adding some juice to those posts and getting them pushed into the newsfeed even more. Now we've got all this great content, we've got great posts, we've got our schedule, our page looks great. How do we convert these people into customers? Mostly, people have to, again, know, like, and trust you, so you need to keep sharing that valuable information. It's not about grabbing the fans and then push marketing your sale information to them. Keep sharing that valuable information, that fun information, being social. I also like making sure you get the email opt-in in some way from your Facebook fans. So think of ways that you can connect your fans to your newsletter list or whatever it might be, your blog post, your email, or your information that you send out. So however you can do that, either with a free report. Sign up for my newsletter isn't quite as exciting these days. People don't really want a newsletter unless they really know what it's all about. You've got to make sure that make sure people understand all the benefits they're going to get by signing up for your newsletter. Maybe it's exclusive deals or things like that. Using testimonials as part of your Facebook marketing strategy and email marketing and blog posts, people want to see that customer proof. So, every once in a while, post about a happy customer, feature a happy customer. Make sure you're using these testimonials in different ways in your email, on your Facebook or on your website, all kinds of stuff. Because I think the social proof of a testimonial is priceless. And then always make sure you're running some special offers from time to time. Use Facebook offers. Use the advertising to give some special offers to fans only, because I think that is going to help move people off the dial from time to time. And I always like to stress, just to drive this point home, is that you've got to have a marriage between social media and email. If you don't have an email list through something like Constant Contact or Aweber or iContact, go out and do that right now. Really, just go right now. This is recorded. Go get your email list. Sign up for an email delivery system, and listen to the rest of this recording later. Because having that is critical. You need to be able to mass mail, do it through like BCC on your email. That's not allowed. So you have to be collecting a group of emails through a system that is managing your customer relationship. It's sometimes called CRM, sometimes it's called autoresponder, whatever the language. I like places like Constant Contact, MailChimp, Aweber. There's tons of options. And that way your message is reinforced several ways. Either it's popping up in Facebook, they're getting it in their email inbox, and they know how valuable you've been, so they're accepting of your sales message because you've already delivered a lot of value. So here's an example of an opt-in on my Facebook page. I used the Facebook app Heyo, and that's HEYO.com, HEYO.com, Heyo. And it used to be known as LeJour, but it's a very easy drag and drop system where, like, all I have here is a background photo. I put in a YouTube video, and then I put the code in there so people can enter their email address to go get the success report. So every once in a while, I post about that to say, hey, have you picked up my success report? Go get it. And it's free, and it's hopefully valuable content. And I keep it updated mostly. Probably need to go update that right now. I'll be right back. No, always it's challenging to keep on top of all the changes with social media. So it's hard to keep it updated. But it's got valuable tips in it, and then I can also connect with people through email and make sure that I'm sending out more valuable information and things like that. So you can use your Facebook page as a way to get targeted people onto your email list and connect with them in multiple places, such as with email and Facebook. So let's talk about the best practices with Facebook. We've covered a lot of them, but I want to just highlight these in case we haven't touched on each one of these. You want to post every day, like I mentioned before. Post every day. Asking questions within your post is really helpful to get that engagement. You may have seen that before. Getting people talk about, oh, I'm not getting any engagement. Well, you're not asking for any. So you need to say, what do you think? Or even try posting something controversial, or try posting something totally random. I always like to test if I see a page that doesn't have any engagement and I'm wondering what's going on. Say, post a question that anyone can answer. Post, what's your favorite ice cream? And you can even preface this by saying, random question of the day. What's your favorite ice cream? See how many people respond to that. That gives you a good baseline of how many people are actually seeing the post, getting them in their newsfeed, and want to respond to you. If you aren't getting that engagement, if you aren't getting that connection with an easy question, a social question that's fun, you may want to think about doing a promoted post in the newsfeed to get people re-engaged with your page. So what a promoted post is, a post that gets pushed into people's newsfeed so that they then see your content if they've kind of dropped out of the newsfeed from your page. So, and then mixing up your posts. There's lots of different statistics out lately about what posts are getting more reach, what posts are getting more views, but if you have these posts where some posts are text only, like questions, some posts are photo posts, some are videos, some are links, then you're going to get the benefits of all of those different things, because photo posts often get more engagement, but text posts often get more reach. So more people see it, but they may not comment or engage with that. So you want to mix the posts up. Make sure you're posting some fun stuff too. People are on Facebook to be social. They're on there to have fun. So make sure you're having fun too. Grandma Mary says, don't be boring. And if you can get a custom tab up with an email opt-in, that's really helpful to get people on your email newsletter list. So we're at the end of the presentation. I wanted to make sure I left some time for questions, and I also wanted to make sure I let you know about an exciting new course that I am just releasing today. I'm super excited about it. And we weren't able to get in depth with a lot of these topics. We didn't even touch on Facebook advertising. We didn't talk about using contests. We didn't talk about really all the engagement strategies that you can implement to really connect with your fans and bring them into your inner circle and onto your newsletter list and things like that. So there's just a lot more I want to cover, and it's all covered. It's all covered in the Facebook on-ramp. And it's designed with the beginner in mind, because I know that as beginners, there's a lot of things out there that kind of skip some of the fundamentals of how Facebook works, and people end up getting frustrated. So I wanted to spend a lot of time on the fundamentals and take that really slow so you understand where your posts go, how they show up, what edge rank is, all that kind of nitty-gritty that will make Facebook more fun for you when you understand. Because I know sometimes it feels like a chore, and if you understand how things work, it's not as bad. So let's see what's included with the Facebook marketing with Facebook on-ramp. It's all online and self-paced, and each module is broken down into bite-sized video modules that you can watch at your own pace, when you need to, where you need to, wherever your marketing journey is, and all kinds of downloadable supplemental materials that you can use to understand even better and kind of go step by step through some of the processes. So each module has videos, downloads, and then reference material. There's also some fantastic bonuses in there. And the thing I'm really excited about is the private Facebook group that's included. And if you're going to get access to that, you're going to get actually lifetime access to that private Facebook group where I'm going to be participating and answering your questions and connecting with you there. So that is totally priceless, and I love it. I have private Facebook groups for some of my other programs, and they're so much fun. I love getting to know people through there and helping them along their journey as they market their business and grow their business. So here are the modules that include. You can take a look more at, obviously we're getting really in-depth with the Facebook page, creating the page, all the strategies on getting that looking really nice, and growing it, promoting your business, advertising, getting into all that, a little bit on contests and how you use those, how you get started with those. So lots of great stuff there. And again, you're going to get lifetime access to all these modules. And I am going to keep them current, keep them updated. So for one low price, you are going to get access to all this. It's incredible. $77 until March 8th, so it's only a day and a half away. So get it now at this awesome, awesome price. And then after March 8th, it'll be $97, which is still awesome. Awesomest and still awesome. And try it out. It's got a 30-day guarantee. Go check it out at Facebook, fbonramp.com, and hope to see you connected in there. Super excited to have that go live. And now I would love to get to some questions we have about. We have about 6 minutes, and if we need to go over, I'll go over a little bit. So feel free to type some questions in the chat, and I will hopefully get to all your questions. Okay, so I know I heard from JR that the webinar is better than GoToMeeting. Good, glad to know. And I think someone talked about, is it worth the money? Of course, Jason, it is definitely worth the money. And if you get in there and it's not what you were expecting, you can just have a refund, no questions asked. So Karen says she uses Heyo. That's great. There's lots of great custom apps there. And also in the course I talk about some of these apps and we go through how to use them. But I love Heyo. There's ShortStack, North Social, WooBox. Those are all apps that you can use to create custom tabs. And usually what happens is you design the tab in the platform such as Vox or Heyo, and then you install it in your into your Facebook page, and then it's all there, and so you kind of have it ready to go as soon as you put it in there, and you get it looking how you want it to. So Mark asked, how did I add social media links on my cover image? Great question, Mark. I didn't. Those aren't social media clickable links on there. They are just icons. And actually, if someone were to click on them, they are taken into the description. Here's a ninja trick, everyone. If people click on the cover photo, the whole photo comes up, and they are taken into the description of that photo, where I also have links there that I add. Now, I didn't add, you know what I should add in there is all the links to my social sites from there. That would be really good. But, so the ninja tip is, add a description into your cover photo with a link that goes somewhere interesting on your website. Maybe it goes to a free report. Maybe it goes just to your website blog, or maybe it goes somewhere you want to show them, maybe your product page or something like that. Add that description into your cover photo, and so when people click on your cover photo, that extra link will pop up, and it'll kind of do a little marketing work for you. So, yes, Heyo.com. Thank you, Christine, for putting that in there. And let's see if I can get to some earlier questions. I wish I could see my business post in my business newsfeed. I can't, right? So I'm not quite sure exactly what you mean by that, Janine, but if you have your business newsfeed on your page, you see the post from that you have liked as your page. So you're not going to see your own business post, but you can always see that in just on your page. So if you have some extra information on that question, let me know. Let's see. So let's see what other questions. Christina, cover photo max 20%, even if the text is your logo. Yeah, that is correct, and I think Karen mentioned that too. That is correct, but that's a hard thing, and I have not seen them cracking down on that. I had a Facebook ad with a company that has their whole logo is text, and they still allowed it, even though it violated the max 20% text rule on the Facebook ad, because it also applies to Facebook ad photos as well. So. Great question just came in from Catherine. When someone comments on how much they like your service, how can you maximize that exposure to all the other likes on your business page? Well, you can cut and paste that testimonial and say, I love when I get these comments coming in from clients. And that way, it goes out into the news feed so all your Facebook fans see it. If someone comes to your wall or your timeline and posts it directly on your timeline, no one's going to see that comment unless they come to your timeline too. So if you want to maximize that, I would just cut and paste it and say, oh, so nice to get this comment today. It made my day. And, obviously you don't want to be shooting your horn all the time, but I think some people do it. But you definitely want to share that good information when it does come in, and let people know that you're the expert in what you do. So let's see if there's other questions that came in from earlier. And I apologize, everyone, if the sound was staticky. Hopefully the replay will be good, and there is going to be a replay just to let everyone know. And let's see if there's anyone else. Oh, asking about the email opt-in. So, and Maggie answered this a little bit as well, but I just want to make it really clear, is that you have a system that allows people to get some information from you when they send you their email. So if you're on other sites, like say you get an email from Macy's about their sales, you have opted into that, and through the CAN-SPAM Act, where people aren't allowed to totally spam people's email addresses, you are supposed to have some type of opt-in and opt-out capability for your customers. So you're not really allowed to go and just take a bunch of business cards and start emailing people, like mass mailing. It's okay if you email them a private message or whatever, but you can't just mass mail people after they've given you a business card. They have to raise their hand and say, yes, could you put me on your list to receive your newsletter? And systems like Aweber or Constant Contact or iContact all have a newsletter template that you can use to send out some good tips and send out some good information to the list of people who have raised their hand and said, yes, I want your information, and then it automatically mass mails them on behalf of you, and also takes care of the issues when people say, you know what, I don't want this email anymore. It unsubscribes them. It has a system for unsubscribing them so that they're not getting your emails when they don't want them. So definitely make sure that you use an email system for your business. Stan asks, what interesting uses have you seen for Graph Search? Great question. Graph Search is, I've done a lot of research into it, and right now it definitely seems to be benefiting the local businesses. So if your page is set up as a local business, which I don't recommend unless you have a storefront that people walk into, don't set up as a local business because you don't want people knocking on your door coming to buy your stuff. So if your business is set up as a local business, Graph Search definitely seems to favor those local businesses. I have not been able to find as many pages as I've wanted to. I'm kind of, Grandma's got a reaction on her blog that's kind of meh. So that's my reaction to Graph Search. I think that it can be more interesting for local businesses and restaurants and things like that. But I have a recent post on Social Media Examiner that talks about getting your page ready for Graph Search. So if you go to socialmediaexaminer.com and search on Graph Search, you'll find that article that I wrote recently on some things you can do to kind of prep your page for Graph Search. And for those of you listening who aren't familiar with the Graph Search term, it's Facebook's new way of searching, and it kind of favors experiences that your friends have done. Maybe they've liked a page, maybe they've liked a restaurant, or maybe they've checked into a place. You can find those things more easily. And so the idea is that you're going to be kind of getting a social proof from your friends interacting with those pages rather than your business, rather than just searching randomly. So hopefully hopefully that's helped. And you know what? I just found a couple more questions. I am going to go just a little bit over because I found a couple more questions in from earlier. So Kashif asked, it's a good content, thank you Kashif. How different is this course from the one available at Social Media Manager School? That's a great question. And basically this course is designed for people who are marketing their own businesses and using their own businesses on Facebook. That being said, if you are a consultant, you can use this to supplement some of your knowledge about how Facebook works if you want to start your consulting business. Because Social Media Manager School is really designed for people who want to be social media consultants and want to be social media managers, and helping them set up their social media manager business or social media consulting business. This program, Facebook OnRamp, is designed to help business owners market their own business on Facebook. And Janet asked if it was a weekly class. It's self-paced. All the modules are there right now, but the Facebook group is designed to come in and ask questions as you go through the material. And so people will be at different points in the material sometimes, depending on when they're coming into the group, but the questions will be, that'll be the place to get your questions answered once you go through the material on your own. So it's all self-paced, but it's definitely a place that the Facebook group is really going to supplement your learning. So great, and thank you everyone so much for your questions, for your attention, and like I said, we're going to have the recording up shortly, and hope to see you at Facebook, SB OnRamp, Facebook OnRamp, SB-OnRamp.com. Thanks everyone.